a training video for what to do if your coworker starts becoming radicalized, starts sowing anti-immigration opinions. And we know this is a podcast where we would never express any opinions that the government wouldn't like. So Lewis says, if we can blow this up a little bit, you won't mind, will you? This is a real training module from a local council in England on what to do if somebody who works there shares, quote, anti-immigration views. The answer, according to the module, is to call the counterterrorism police on them. So this drawing looks very English already. Let's see what it has to say.
Let's get started.
Just start.
This is Mr. J, a young man of 17. He lives with his parents in the county of Hogshire. He is known to his local nature reserve staff, as he often uses the bird hides and public viewing areas there. He is quiet and withdrawn and very rarely speaks to staff, but is polite when he does so. He is known to attend the local college.
What do you mean? What is this? This is the problem with English people. They invented the language, but they let it get out of control. He is of 17. He is known to attend the college. Or does he just attend the college? Like, there can be no certainty in our language here?
And has taken part in organised activities at the nature reserve as part of his college.
Look at the person they're portraying there. This guy with his capri pants on. These are things in the background that people who make this sort of stuff think is normal. Oh, it's just a guy who's wearing capri pants and women's shoes.
Taken part in organised activities at the nature reserve as part of his college course.
Completely normal. We've got a very multicultural place with purple hair at the front. This is all stuff that... Why would you put this in if you were making fun of it? They're not making fun of it. They want to be serious. Purple hair person in the front is serious. The depiction of how you want society to look.
Nature reserve staff become concerned after noticing the content of some leaflets which have been left in the viewing hides on the reserve. These contain anti-immigration views and argue that British tradition and identity is under threat from multiculturalism, and that Islam is fundamentally opposed to British values.
So we've already conflated immigration and a worldview. Immigration is not a worldview. Any immigrant can have any worldview that they want or desire, but Islam is a specific set of morals and viewpoints. So I don't know how they've already conflated this. They've already made it so that if you're making fun of immigrants, you must have a problem with Islam. But you could be an immigrant from Sweden and you wouldn't be Islamic or anything like that. So this is a weird thing to say, weird thing to conflate. Is it wrong to have a problem with Islam? Or is it wrong to say that, you know, the values of a certain religion don't mix with a country that isn't Islamic? I don't know. Would it be weird if in Turkey or Malaysia or something they said we don't agree with, you know, Judaic or Christian values, so I'm against that, when it's a population of however a majority Muslim population? Would they be condemned for not agreeing with Christianity or Judaism or Buddhism or something? I don't think they would. I would think it's weird for somebody in their own country to say these values that are clearly at odds with our values, it's wrong or mean or in this case dangerous to oppose them. I don't know. That's just my opinion. The temperature's going up. By Friday, he's a murderer.
Staff also find stickers on litter bins in the reserve. These contain similar slogans and statements to the leaflets.
But this isn't offensive. Any person who would read, you know, we're under threat from multiculturalism, is that offensive to you, or is that just somebody's opinion? They shouldn't be vandalizing things with stickers. I would say that, but like, is that offensive? If somebody had a sticker that says immigration is the solution, I would think that's wrong, but I wouldn't be like, oh, I am aghast at these stickers.
A review of CCTV cameras shows that it is Mr. J who has placed the stickers and leaflets in the reserve. When questioned, he admits his actions, but is defensive and uncooperative.
He defends his viewpoints. Unbelievable.
Staff at the nature reserve are concerned with the content.
So one of the leaders of the nature reserve is a woman in her 40s with purple hair, I'd like to point out. And then this guy who's very low on T, let's say. This is who they put as the normal people you should be listening to.
Of what Mr. J is distributing, and believe he may be vulnerable and or susceptible to being radicalised. They make a prevent referral, and they include images of the stickers and leaflets. Once assessed, it is decided that channel support is appropriate. A counter-terrorism case police officer is assigned and visits the family along with
an ethnically gender diverse woman from the counterterrorism unit is at your home to now question your son on why he disagrees with the government. That's what this means.
The social worker from Children's Services. Mr. J admits that he has been spending more and more time online looking at discussion forums. He explains that at first he just discussed history and fantasy computer games with other users.
All he used to do is discuss video games. That's how it starts. Are you playing chess or any sort of game based on history? You might be a problem. Those games might teach you about history and what really happened and what these beliefs may have spread across the world. You know? Again, from the other side, might you say that these games taught about Christianity and the Crusades and that they're evil? And then the other side might say they might have taught you about Muhammad or Genghis Khan coming from east to west across the world, spreading their philosophy by the faith. This is just history. And of course, this is the problem. They can't have you having a basis for your knowledge or else you're a threat for some reason. It's really strange. I like how it's just chess pieces versus, I don't even know what, is that little dogs or something?
But he was then encouraged to visit other sites which shared anti-immigration, anti-Islam, and anti-Semitic and far-right views. And
just everything. Anti-Islam and anti-Semitic and far-right views and anti-immigration and conspiracy theories. So anything. Anti-Islam would likely be more right-wing. Anti-Semitic would likely be more left-wing. But then also, you're also far-right, but also you're a conspiracy theorist, which could be anybody, or anti-immigration, which could be, you know, any sect of political viewpoints at all. I mean, communists don't exactly like immigration unless it's, you know, to be employed by the state.
Conspiracy theories. He says that he's been feeling very lonely, depressed, and
This kid's wearing a communist shirt, that's good.
Directionless at college. But he feels like he has friends and a shared purpose amongst some of the users on these forums.
And that's it. This is how the British, you know, government class, however you want to call them, executive class, think of people. First, you're just playing a computer game innocently. Then you're just on a forum talking about the game. And then, bam, anti-immigration, anti-Islam, far-right, conspiracy theories. Who do you think knows more, just as a basis? And you can practice this in real life. You can experiment with this in real life, because I have. Who do you think has more base knowledge of worldviews, politics, and history? Is it a person who subscribes to everything that's been espoused in this view that all this stuff is conspiracy theories? Or is it a person who's played like an old strategy game about history, whether it be Civilizations or Total War or something like that? It's the person who's played the games. They have a base knowledge of what has happened in history, because what these games do is they say, this is what's happened up to history in this point. This is what is happening. And you have a chance to intervene and change things depending on how you govern things. Even Risk, you might get, playing a board game Risk, you might get a cursory knowledge. Watching old movies about history, about Gladiator and Troy, they're not completely historically accurate, but they give you some knowledge about what was going on in the show Rome, stuff like that. the people who believe in what is being put out in this video say being against Islam or being against Judaism in any form is hateful and we can't have that. You need to be checked in on by the government. So because you have views that whomever is in charge at this office disagrees with, therefore they think that the government should come and essentially threaten you, intimidate you about the views that you have. The worst thing that this person has done, who's 17, by the way, a child, is commit a low form of vandalism by putting stickers on garbage bins that he probably shouldn't have done. Putting out leaflets on a car is not a crime, as far as I'm aware. But the person in charge of this place thinks that you should be investigated by police if you basically disagree with them. That's where it's at in England.
Turn it up, Jordan.